Old friends and the new friends. Thank you so much for being here. We have a brand new tune for us this month. It goes a little like this. Look for the good in everything. How about that? Some of you recognize it already? Okay, great. Why don't you sing it back to me? Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Want to try that one? Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Let's try it again one more time. Let's see if we can add a little feet. 1, 2, 3, go. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Beautiful, beautiful. Now all we're going to do is add a little bit of bass and piano with the fabulous Peter Dowse and Pablo Cardenas. And please follow along with the screen as much as you are able. Lesia and I will guide you through safely.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. Look for the good in everything. Look
Love. And so we're here to celebrate love. We're here to remember that love is the very essence, the very foundation, the very beingness of everyone and everything. And because it is the essence of everyone and everything, then that means that each and every one of us, everyone here, everyone joining us online today, everything, everyone that is, was, and ever will be, is love. So whether you call it energy, whether you call it the quantum field, whether you call it God, spirit, source, universe, creativity, whatever it is that is meaningful for you, we come together to remember that that is what is going on, that that is who and what we are, and that that is who and what everybody else is. So how does that sound to everybody here today? How does that sound to everybody today? All right, fantastic. Okay, so as we are celebrating who and what we are, as we are reminding each other and ourselves, we also want to remember where we are doing this. That we are gathering on the unceded lands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. And because it's a new month, I wanted to put something new on there today. And so on the Esquimalt Nation's website, there's information about how they have been here for thousands of years and that they have been learning about the relationships that they hold with the seasons, the lands, the tides, including the seasons of their lives, and how because of all of this learning that they have been living through, that they've been able to steward these incredible lands with such beauty and honor and grace. And so this is something that I invite us all to sort of, embrace more fully, is to recognize the relationship that we hold with the land, that we hold with the stewards of this land, that we hold with each other. Because as we do, then we're celebrating the love that is the land, the love that is the stewards of these lands, the love that is the essence of everyone and everything. All right, gentlemen, some meditative music, please. And so because there's so many new people here, I'm just going to say, even if you super appreciate the music that is being played, which I know you will, because we're going to move into an opening prayer right after in order to not break the spell and the magic of the music that is happening. If you want to show your appreciation, do so like this, and then after the prayer we'll have a chance to clap and hoop and holler, okay?
We'd like to present a beautiful piece. This is an arrangement by Pablo Carden, so the Oscar Peterson tune, When Summer Comes. And it's here.
Feeling the interconnectivity and divine intertwinement of all who are here, all who are present in this moment. Knowing that that music, those harmonies, those melodies, that exquisite continues to activate the love that each and every one of us is, right here, right now, and always. And so, in gratitude and appreciation, and knowing that that love continues to build with every note, with every chord, with every turn of phrase, with every single exchange that is already percolating up to the surface, I'm so grateful to know that our time together today at Elevate is about expanding our minds, about opening our hearts, and activating our souls, as together we live life lovingly from one moment to the next, and the next, and the next. And so eternally grateful to be right here, right now, experiencing all of it. I know that there is that in each and every individual present, in person and online, everywhere and everyone, in which the love that they are grows, unfolds, unfurls, and reaches out into the universe, enveloping everyone and everything in its warm embrace. So in gratitude and celebration and joy, I simply say thank you, and so it is. And so just taking a moment to transition from this to a little bit of sharing. And if you would like to show your appreciation to the band by clapping, you may do so. Pablo Cardenas playing Oscar Peterson. Thank you so much to all of you. Yes. Okay, so new month, new theme, new affirmation. And for whatever reasons, perspective is what made it to the top of the list. So perspective is our theme for this month. And the affirmation to go with is, as I remember the infinite nature of my being, the seeming limitations of life come into perspective. So I invite you to just take that affirmation in, allow the words to land where they may, and just let it sit and marinate it for a while. And then we're going to have an opportunity for 2 or 3 shares to see, what's that bringing up for you right now in this moment? What does perspective mean? What does perspective feel like? How does it inform your life experience? Glenn has the mic. Who would like to go first? Stephanie, thank you.
Well, how does perspective influence my life? Is that the word?
I think I might have said inform, but
Inform.
influence, sure.
And what I immediately was, what popped in my head was, in every moment, like, of my life. And I was just sharing earlier with Peter, sorry, when we did that meditation, I was thinking about that perspective of like looking outward and looking inward. And for me, how that landed is like both those perspectives. I invite both of those because that without both of them, I actually can't notice which way I'm going, right?
Yeah.
So there's this contrast and delineation between like what each of those offers, but it's through how I see those things that connects me to that experience of actually love. And when I don't have that experience of love, like that was, that's what came up for me.
Yeah, amazing, thank you. So I'm hearing in there, I wish this sounds really loud right now. I'm hearing perspective and choice also intertwined and interconnected there, because the choices that we make are very much based on the perspective or the lens through which we're viewing the world and receiving the world. So yeah, and it's not an either or, it's a yes and situation. So thank you, Stephanie. Anyone else would like to share something about perspective? Jessica. Jess.
It's it's funny because I sent a text this morning praying for somebody to find the guides and the mentors that would keep opening their heart and their mind to new perspectives, and new insight, and new growth. And this person's very special to me in that there's a lot of addictions, and, they're at a fork in the road. They could either go down one road or another, but I want to believe that Creator will bring the right people to this person, keep opening perspective, and opening their heart and their mind, and that we will all continue to step up in compassionate and empathetic ways to honor our community and our family members and whoever we're aligned with to be there for.
Thank you. Thank you. And so, from a new thought perspective, knowing that this individual has it in them to know that no matter what is going on, no matter what they're experiencing, no matter what choices they're making, there is still that in them that is so whole, that is so pure, that is so profound, that it is completely untouched by any of the circumstances, the experiences, any of the negative stuff. That light, that love, that wholeness is always intact. And the more that they shift their attention to that, then the more that experience will be manifested and demonstrated through them. So, holding that in consciousness. All right, anyone else? One more share? Peter, are you about to?
I'm just thinking, perspective is a point of view from where I am, or where anybody is. It can be a view outward. If I stand over there, it would be that over that way, or inward. So perspective, we can really hone in on where we are. Putting our perspective. I don't know, I think I'm starting to dig a little deeper here, but that's what I see perspective, is a view from a certain point.
Yeah, so it ties into what Stephanie was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And is the perspective that you're entertaining, that you're honing in on, is that something you want more of? Or do you want to change your perception so you can have a different perspective and experience something new? And again, from a new thought perspective, every single moment is a brand new opportunity to choose. And we're choosing all the time, whether we're aware of it or not. So our work is to be more mindful, more intentional, and more purposeful with our choices. Thank you, Peter. All right, well, thank you for those shares. So perspective is what this month is about. So I invite you to just let that sink in and just continue to marinate for the next month, and from week to week, whether it's Wednesday to Wednesday, Sunday to Sunday, or Wednesday to Sunday, if you attend, both events, we'll be talking more about this throughout the month. All right, and now it is time for the feature tune by the Elevate Trio. Is it on a clear day?
No.
What?
No, we thought you might like it, and then we thought, you know what?
We're going to make you wait. This is this wonderful thing where I've never worked with someone in this capacity where Lesia is so open to the spirit. And so we were talking the other day, and I felt that the perfect tune for the first day of perspective would be on a clear day. You know that one from? Yeah. From everybody. Barbara. But then it didn't turn out to be the right one. So we got some really good ones for the rest of the month. Well, this one's good too. But we'll have to come back for each installment. This one is perhaps less profound, certainly less dramatic, but it's fun. We hope you enjoy it. You might know it from a milk commercial in the 90s, but that wasn't the real version. I will be only one for me, yeah. it'll be you. I'll walk through and my heart won't dry. Y'all can you remember that? Really?
Yes.
Oh, I guess I watched a lot more TV than anyways, you can probably find it. It's great. It's a cow on a roof sitting with sunglasses and a leather jacket. Anyways, this is the one I see. I want to play the last game when they go to the bottom when they go into town.
Sure. Last thing first.
Yeah. Last page. A one, a two, a one.
Okay, well, in keeping with the song that was just played, the title of my talk today is On a Clear Day. Kelly and I were talking about this just yesterday, and he said, this is what we're thinking of doing. And I immediately heard Emily Claire Barlow's version in my head, which is just, is anybody here familiar with her? She's got such a beautiful, crystal clear clear voice, and it just, oh. And then I found out that Frank Sinatra sang it too, and I'm like, ooh, that's a nice version too. So, let me tell you the lyrics of On a Clear Day, since that was not the song that we just heard. So, on a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your feelings outshines every star. You feel part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near a world you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and more. And so when I looked at these lyrics again, because I'm a person who hears music first. I could listen to a tune for years and years on end and not really know what it's about because I hear the music. I hear the vocals as music, as an instrument, and the lyrics kind of, fall to the background. But when I looked at these lyrics, I thought, wow, they're so new thought, which is so amazing. And because we're talking about perspective this month, I really appreciated the perspective that this song was offering, of how when we look around and we really, really notice all of the amazingness that is around us, that really, it's not something that we're separate from, it's something that we are. And so this is something that we get to decide, do we want to look at like a mountain and go, wow, that mountain is so cool, Mother Nature is like so awesome at creating things? Or do we want to accept that that same energy that is that mountain, that same energy that is every single twinkling star in the sky, that energy is who and what I am. That creativity that is always unfolding and expressing and unfurling into a greater, newer, different, more expansive, amazing expression of what it is, that's who and what I am. Just like all of that incredible stuff that is available in nature. And so that's what this song made me think of when I was looking at the lyrics. And so perspective. Peter had mentioned it before, that it is a point of view. It's also a particular attitude toward or a way of regarding something. And it can be something that we're looking at, or it can be something that we are receiving, a yes and situation. And so the thing that we talk about a lot in New Thought, aside from there only being one thing going on and that everyone and everything is that, is the personal responsibility aspect, which is how much of that allness of being, how much of that infinite potentiality, how much of that infinite, eternal, boundless, limitless, overflowing, ever-flowing love, creativity, beauty, harmony, all of that amazing stuff, all of those incredible attributes, how much of that do we actually want to express? How much of that do we actually want to experience? Because ultimately, it's up to us. There's no one outside of us. There's nothing outside of us. No power, no entity, no person sitting on a cloud, pulling any puppet strings, telling us do this, do that. We're the ones who decide. And we decide by how we use our mind. We decide by how we open our hearts. We decide by intentionally, purposely, consciously choosing what it is that we want to experience in life. And if we're choosing intentionally and purposefully and consciously, and we're still not experiencing the kind of life that we want to experience, then we need to really think about, well, hold on a second. Let's get behind those thoughts that I'm having and get to the beliefs. And are there beliefs that are in play in that subjective or subconscious mind of mine that are conflicting with the conscious thoughts that I'm having? These incredible ideas, these dreams, these passions, these desires that I have. Is there something that is getting in the way in the subjective mind of me realizing those dreams, desires, and passions? Because if there is, I'm not going to experience these things. But I can use my conscious mind to go and shift my attention, and by shifting my attention, I shift my perspective, and by shifting my perspective, I experience life anew. So even if the same thing is happening, having the same conversation with someone, the same stuff is going on, if I choose to shift my perspective, I can have an entirely different experience. And every single moment, we are an opportunity to do that. Every moment. That's how powerful we are. So, as some of you know, Glenn and I just returned back from a trip to Toronto. And even though this is when we would be normally back at Elevate, it's been 2 weeks because there was an Elevate Your Creativity last week. Because we haven't been here for the 2 Sundays in between, it feels like we've been gone forever. And so coming back today, it was like, whoa, it kind of feels like it's good, but I feel kind of slightly still sort of discombobulated, and like I'm decompressing and getting back onto West Coast time and West Coast energy. Because even though we lived in Toronto for over 30 years of our lives, you know, mostly together, but some of it apart when we were younger, even though there was so much of it that was familiar and even kind of felt good when I first landed and the first time that I was driving on the Queensway or the Gardiner, I was like, oh yeah, this is great, you know? It wore off very quickly. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be here anymore. You know, it's only been 8 years and there was never an idea of, oh, maybe I'll move back to Toronto. Maybe we'll move back to Toronto. Our daughter Milana did. She had 1 foot left in Toronto the whole time that we were here. And she's loving it over there, like living up her life, great. But for me, it was really interesting to have this experience of, that's the city that I lived in for most of my life. That is where most of our community is, most of our friends, we still have family left there. And it still felt like, this doesn't work anymore. This doesn't fit anymore. And it got to the point where it just felt so uncomfortable, and it was really, really uncomfortable for me, because I thought, wait a minute, this is just a city, this is just an experience, but I feel like I'm getting sucked into the drama, and the heat, and the smog, and the, oh my God, the driving for 3 hours in one direction, and, you know, bright, vent, and I'm like, what is happening here? Like, I've been here for like 10 minutes and already I feel myself getting totally sucked into the collective consciousness about how horrible Toronto is. And for someone who is a minister, who stands at the front of the room, inspiring people and reminding people that we are love, that we are infinite energy and creativity and potentiality, to keep having that experience was not very pleasant. So we loved watching Milana graduate. We loved seeing our friends. It was so awesome spending time with my mom together. But there were things that happened that really just like got in the way, or I allowed them to get in the way of me really having a good, relaxing time, you know, a vacation per se. Because I will say there was no vacation, it was work being there. But one of the things that happened was the Airbnb that we stayed at, which was a lovely place. And, you know, we walked in, it's like, yeah, this is as advertised. The second day, ants showed up. There was an infestation of these tiny, minuscule, almost invisible ants. Like, I've never seen such tiny ants. And so Glenn was the first one to see them on camera. He kind of did this, and there's all these ants crawling around, and then there's a little bunch here and a little bunch there. And he's like, oh, okay, well, this is what's happening. Let's just clean it up and everything. Let the owner of the house know, and they can take care of it. And so that's what happened for a couple of days. But these ants, it was like, you know, I opened another cupboard, and oh, look, there's more. I'm like, okay, well, let's take everything out of there and clean it up and whatever. And, you know, the ant traps are coming. Okay, and then cleaning it up. And then, oh, look, there's more. And it was just like everywhere I opened the door, there were more ants coming. And it wasn't a ton. And we couldn't tell where they were coming from. And so I was okay with it for about 3 days. And then I hit a wall. And it was like a switch went off, and I'm like, okay, this sucks. I can't believe that we paid all this money for this kind of place, and blah, 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 and whatever. You know, there's this with the ants, there's this, because there were other things that went on too. But the ants, it was like, where are they coming from, and why are they here? And I got so focused on the ants that I completely sort of forgot that, like, you know what, there's so many other ways of looking at this. The ants probably got disturbed, and I did say this, the ants probably got disturbed by something, and so they're just going around looking for food, right? We're cleaning everything up, there's nothing for them to eat, so they're probably just gonna leave. And as we kept cleaning, you know, there were fewer and fewer and fewer of them, but they would still show up, and because we couldn't tell where they were coming from, we didn't know sort of how to get to the root of the problem. So this was one thing that I just got so sucked into, and I couldn't believe it. And I just thought in the back of my mind, there's a lesson here, there's a story here. I don't know what it is right now, and I kind of don't want to know. I just want the ants away because I want to be able to make food on the counter. Well, anyway, eventually the ants did go away, away, and everything was fine, and then there's all the other stuff that we ended up dealing with. But when I got home here, I just thought, why did I get so sucked into this whole ant situation? You know, I mean, it's not like I caused the ants to be there, but I was definitely equal to the situation which, you know, the ants presented themselves in. And so why was I so bothered by it? Why was I so discombobulated? Why couldn't I just accept that, it's just happening, it's temporary, this too shall pass, or it came to pass, and that's that. Why couldn't I David Hawkins my way out of it by just letting go, you know? I don't have the answer right now, but the example that I'm giving you is that no matter how hard we try, no matter how focused we can be sometimes, all the spiritual tools that we have in our tool belt, sometimes life happens and in such a way that we find ourselves spiraling into some sort of, not quite an abyss, but into a place, into a mindset that we don't enjoy, that we don't appreciate, that we're aware of, that we're not enjoying and appreciating, and we know better, but you know what? The David Hawkins thing here is to let go of the resistance, to let go of, I should know better, to just let go and just allow for whatever it is to happen and just appreciate that it's only temporary, because everything is temporary. And so the perspective here is, what do I want to focus on? Because whatever I focus on, I'm going to expand it with the use of my mind and with the attention I'm paying to it. So in The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, he writes, the whole purpose of the science of mind is to reconcile the apparent separation of the spiritual world, which must be perfect, with the material world, which appears imperfect. Man's experience is the logical outcome of his inner vision. His horizon is limited to the confines of his own consciousness. Wherever this consciousness lacks a true perspective, its outward expression will lack proper harmony. So going back to what Stephanie offered, going back to what Peter offered, we can focus on whatever is going on around us. But we also need to remember that it's important to focus on what's going on within us. Because whatever it is that we are entertaining, that we are focusing on, that we are buying with the attention that we're paying on the inside, that's what's manifesting on the outside. And so if we don't like what's going on, if we're having a challenging experience, then it's not the experience that is the issue, it's whatever is going on inside us that is now being demonstrated so that we can actually, instead of, like I was, oh my God, the ants, go, okay, hold on. What in me requires attention that is showing up like these little ants that are just crawling around on the counter? What is it that I could do? What is it that I could attend to by turning within instead of focusing the ants, the ants, the ants? And this is something that we can get caught up in so easily every single day. You know, an argument with a child, with a spouse, with a coworker, someone cuts us off in traffic, we have to wait on the phone for 45 minutes. Anything that is unpleasant, anything that can trigger us, that can get us all riled up or whatever, it's not the thing. It's the way we feel about the thing. It's what we're thinking about the thing. And so if we want to have a different experience, it's not the thing that we got to focus on, it's ourselves. So I was in conversation with someone yesterday, a new prayer partner of mine that I'm very excited about. And she actually was talking about, we were talking about our parents and spending time with our parents as they're aging. And she actually offered a really interesting perspective. And she was saying how her parents only sort of come to visit once a year to where she is. And because they are around 80, she's realizing that really she only has X number of visits left. You know, so she wants to make the best of them. And so it wasn't sort of, I have all the time in the world, or, you know, next year, you know, maybe it'll be better. It's like, no, I only have maybe 15 more visits with my parents because they're at that age now. So I want to make sure that every single visit I am present, I am with them, that we are spending every single moment as if it is the last. Not because they may go and die tomorrow, but because every single moment is so precious, and every single now moment is the only moment of true creativity. Right here, right now. There's no future, there's no past. Right here. This is where we get to make our choices. This is where we get to decide, how are we viewing the world? What is our point of view? What is our perspective? I was looking up on a website, I just happened upon it, called The Socratic Method by someone, and there was a blog post on there by someone named Virgil. And in there, Virgil writes, "Too much focus solely on the self may disconnect us from the richness of the external world, while excessive reliance on external validation can hinder our personal growth and self-awareness. As such, it becomes crucial to strike a harmonious balance between introspection and engagement with the world around us." So not exactly what Stephanie was saying or Peter was saying, but this is something that is really important because it's all about harmony and balance and being aware that our lives, our life experience, our choices are yes and situations. So we're not either focusing on the external or on the internal. We need to be aware of both. And it's in that awareness, in that fine balance, that ebb and flow, that push and pull, that we become more and more aware of that incredible, amazing awesomeness that we truly are and how we can live within the seeming confines of our life, of our limited timelines, from 0 to death, whatever that might be. Instead of living, within those confines as limited, living within those confines as that incredible, amazing, dynamic, energetic flow that is always in play. And when we focus on that, then stuff like ants, stuff like getting cut off in traffic, stuff like arguments with our kids, with our spouses, not getting our way, becomes less important because it's temporary. And it's such a small blip compared to that infinite nature of our being. So back to the song lyrics again, On a Clear Day. On a clear day, rise and look around you and you'll see who you are. So this isn't so much about this picture. I love this picture. It isn't so much about the day needing to be clear as it is about you being clear with who you are. Because the day could be stormy and cloudy. It could be miserable. But if you are crystal clear in knowing that I am the infinite expansive universe in action, I am God manifesting, I am infinite potentiality of the quantum field expressing, if you are clear on that, everything else then falls into place because you're showing up as that rather than showing up by reacting to whatever it is that is going on. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your feelings outshines every star. No matter what is going on, no matter what you experience, no matter what is happening in life, there is that in you that is infinitely more powerful, creative, and resilient than any of it. And that's who you truly are. You feel part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near a world you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and more. The more time we spend, the more attention we pay to who we truly are, our true nature, our true essence, the infinite potentiality of our being, the more our life experience will reflect that. If we continue to focus on the conventional, the relative, the minutiae, life on the outside, so to speak, then we're only going to get so far, and frustration will probably come into play again and again and again. But if we remember that we are that infinite expansive universe, if we remember that we are all powerful beings, that we are spirit, that we are universal breath, breathing itself in, through, and as us, then we can remember and we can really anchor ourselves in the knowing that we can be and do anything that we want. And that's not to say that, there are things like maybe we could fly or whatever. It's within the realm of possibility. But if you're clear on the potentiality that is within you, if you're clear on the capacity and capability that is always available in you, then all of the other stuff really does fall into perspective. So Back to the Carl Jung quote, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. And that's what we want to do. We want to awaken to our true nature. We want to remember who we are. We want to show up as that incredible, amazing awesomeness that is the very nature, that is the beingness, that is the very truth of our soul. So again, the clarity isn't about the day itself, but how we perceive it and what our point of view about it is. And that clarity can only come from within. So back to our affirmation for the month. As I remember the infinite nature of my being, the seeming limitations of life come into perspective. Thank you, and so it is. All right, so now it's time for some conscious conversation, which means that we take our chairs and we go into groups of about 4 people. Okay, I'm stressing 4 people, because the bigger the groups, the longer it takes for people to share, and we want to make sure that everybody gets to share and engage with people. Okay, so 4 people, and we'll talk for about 5 minutes or so, and then I'll ring the meditation bowl at the time come back. We'll see everybody when we come back. Thank you.
Where we stand temporarily, we have those tiny little eggs in our bathroom, but they just randomly appear. They are like a whole little coffee, and
That's a really important
you know,
one. I mean,
over
it's
spread.
not directly.
Finding my place
Negotiate a large amount of yourself in your conscious and subconscious.
My perspective on it was just like the whole market and the power drive.
But they don't know that's their story. They can realize that it's not necessarily true.
And it's about the difference
Like the emotions of it. I'm so sorry to turn you away from your very engaging conversations, but come on back. All right, so now is the time in our time together where we show some love and appreciation. So, could I please ask anyone who had anything to do with today, setup, music, volunteering, cleanup, whatever it is, if you had anything to do with any of that, please stand. Tambourine lady? All right, and now the rest of us, we're going to love them up by telling them what is on the screen. We appreciate you, we love you, we support you as you shift perspective. All right, stay standing. Who's here for the first time today? Please stand. Woo! All right, let's love these guys up. We appreciate you, we love you, we support you as you shift perspective. And now everybody else, and we're going to all get loved up now. We appreciate you, we love you, we support you as you shift perspective. And now find one person, turn those V's into I's, and tell them how much you appreciate them. All right? I appreciate you, I love you, I support you as you shift perspective.
I appreciate you. I got a reason to look at you. Like, what's the words again?
All right. And when you're done, you just sit back and And so now is the time where I need to remind you that the Victoria Truth Center is not just a super awesome place to hang out on Wednesdays, Sundays, and all those days during the fourth week, because that's a jam-packed week. But it is also a charitable organization. And so that means that we give money every single year to communities and organizations that we like to champion. And so what I would love for you to do is, if you feel that you have been nourished, if you have been spiritually fed, inspired, up-leveled in some way today, then now is your opportunity to give of yourself. You know, to give a love offering to not just the spiritual center, this physical space and the space that gives money away to other charities, but the spiritual center that is at the very core of your being. Okay, so however you would like to give, there are these little tithing envelopes on the silver bowl on the back table there. You can also donate via e-transfer to info@victoriatruthcenter.org. Center is R-E. If you would like an income tax receipt, make sure you fill out the information. Don't just stick your money in and put it in there, okay? Because then we won't know who it came from. However it is, yes?
The e-transfer information, is it on there?
It is not,
Or is it somewhere?
because it happened before we, but yes, we can, I can tell you it later if you like.
Or take a photo.
Yeah. However it is that you would like to offer of yourself, let us declare this abundance affirmation together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By joyously contributing to my spiritual center, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. So I invite you to close your eyes and lower your gaze for one more time as we remain steeped in gratitude and appreciation for everything that has transpired today and for everything that is yet to come. I'm so grateful for every single individual present, everyone tuning in online, and all of the people who have yet to experience living life lovingly at the Victoria Truth Center and beyond. So for everything that is being offered today, I'm so grateful to know that all of this abundance goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless right here, right now, and always. So for everything that is on its way, knowing there is always, always more, I simply say thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. All right, a few announcements. Celebrate Sundays, happening every single Sunday right here from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Similar program, different vibe because it's a Sunday morning. Friendship Sunday, for those who do come on a Sunday, Friendship Sunday is a monthly thing that we do. If you have a friend, do people here have friends? You know what those things are? Sunday's a great day to bring a friend. Bring someone that you love, someone that you know, and let them know what it is that you love and appreciate about your spiritual center. There's a potluck lunch afterwards, and this particular Friendship Sunday, we also have a very special 7 Directions shamanic ceremony happening with Charlene Simpson from Unity Vancouver Island. 90 Transformational Breathwork is coming back Saturday, July 20th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here. There are limited spots available, so you need to pre-register for this. So if you're interested in coming, please let me know. You can email me at lesia@victoriatruthcenter.org. And our monthly healing circle is coming up on Sunday, July 21st, right here, immediately after Celebrate Sunday, 12:15 to 1 p.m. No experience required, but it's a beautiful activational opportunity to really focus some healing energy and engage in affirmative prayer to help heal each other, our community, and our world. If you would like to be more active and available in the BTC community, there are several ways that you can be of service. These are just some of them here. If you're interested, please let me know, or someone who is on the board. And what can we know for you? If you or someone you know is in need of prayer, there is a little prayer box on the table over there with little forms in front of it. Just fill it out, fold it up, put it in the box, and the BTC prayer team will pray for you and your neighbors affirmatively. If you're not already on the newsletter, I invite you to sign up because that is the best way to know what's going on and when. And community announcements. Does anybody have anything that they would like to share? Stephanie!
One thing to share, I don't know all the details, but Christy, who some of you may know, who was expecting a baby, had a baby girl on July 1st.
Yay!
I haven't spoken directly to her yet.
Yeah.
I don't know the weight or the name yet of the baby, but anyway.
Wow, she's willing to share a picture. We can
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, congratulations. Yay. All right, anybody else have anything that they would like to announce, share with the community? Nope. All right, let's go to our closing tune by Michael Franti and Spearhead. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, so everybody stand on up and we're going to sing Enjoy Every Second. A lot of words, but the chorus is really necessary.
Okay, so I just thought that we could start off with our hands going. And it might be a new song for you. You got a couple times before, so just something else. Enjoy every second. Enjoy every second. Got to enjoy every second. Enjoy every second. Oh my, oh my, it doesn't matter if I fall back if I ride. Got to enjoy every second you feel. And never feel it all. There we go. All right. Okay, Dan's gonna set us in the correct key. Get ready? Oh, it's gonna rock. Don't be out. Key that. So we have a little bit of, we have to find the music. Okay. 2 pages. All right. 2 pages. All right, guys. All right. See, we get those hands going.
We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.